Good morning, everyone. I
Yeah, ma'am.
welcome you all for the day three session of our national level FDP on one integrating AI and deep learning for biomedical signal processing, a MATLAB approach. For the day three, we will be going with the topic called as signal processing with AI ML. I'm happy to share that we have with us today as a speaker Mr. Nikhil Sonavane, who is a senior customer success engineer at MathWorks based in Pune. I welcome you, sir, for this session. Sir has approximately 6 years he has worked with MathWorks for the 6 years, and he has also worked with for an over a decade of experience with MATLAB. He partners with an academic institutions to advance teaching and accelerate research using MATLAB and Simulink. His core technical expertise includes machine learning, signal processing, communication, and hardware integration. Sir is deeply committed to improving engineering education and actively supports faculty in modernizing curriculum and fostering research-driven learning. He holds a bachelor's degree in E&TC engineering from VIT Pune and master's degree in biomedical engineering from IIT Bombay. I, on behalf of E&TC Department of D.Y. Patil Pimpri, welcome you, sir, for today's session, and we will start with the session. Over to you, sir.
Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you, Amrita ma'am, for a warm introduction. Before we start, I just wanted to check if, like, which all institute are we having participants? If you can just put it in the chat, maybe quickly, uh, like, which institutes are you joining in and which part of the country are you joining in? You can just put the location or maybe your institute name. That should be okay. Thanks, Pratibha ma'am. Thanks for putting it in the chat. Yeah, thanks, Snail ma'am. Thanks, okay, that ma'am. Because it is an online session, it would be great if you can just if we can make it an interactive session. Otherwise, it's very difficult to understand whether things are going fine or not. So it's better. It would be really great if you can put in the chat for all the queries that you have or any of the questions that come up, so that I am aligned with the topics, or if there is anything that I wanted to change, that can be done pretty well. Sure. So I'll share my screen quickly. Sorry. If someone can confirm if my screen is up.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Uh, yeah. So for today specifically, what we are trying to do is the last 2 days, I suppose Ankit has delivered some content around the basics of sorry, the basics of MATLAB, and then some parts of how images can be accessed, and then he took you towards the basics of AI on how on the basic of classification and how you can classify images using MATLAB and Simulink. Today we will dive into slightly more deeper, slightly more depth of how images can be classified, and then we'll talk about signals. Directly, not jumping into signals, because for to have understanding of classification of signals, classification of signals, may it be biomedical signals or any other signals. It is good to have a thorough understanding of how images can be classified. And then if that is understood, then signals become much more easier. So I'll be starting off with the signals part. So before we get started, Amrita, I'm just introduced me just to give you a brief overview of what I do. So I have been interacting with academicians across the country, just like you, and helping them with accelerating curriculum or research that they are doing, and helping them integrate MATLAB and Simulink into their courses or other or research related activities. I have been working in this particular role at MathWorks for about 6 years now, and have an experience of about 10 years with MATLAB. So I have been using MATLAB since my BTech days, and my core expertise, I would say, is mainly signal processing, communication, AI, and biomedical engineering as well. So that's with that background. Uh, for today's session, we'll have a quick recap of what was done on the AI aspect in the previous two sessions. Then we'll get into the deep learning basics. We'll talk about how pre-trained networks can be used for your particular applications. We'll also we'll also then talk about how you can create and train networks from scratch. And then finally, we'll talk about signals classification and how transfer learning can be used for signals classification over here. I hope the agenda is clear. If there are any queries or if you're expecting something else, please let us know so that we can talk about things accordingly. And during the course of the session, if anyone has any queries, please feel free to unmute yourself. It may not be possible for me to have a look at the chat as well, so it's good that you unmute and interrupt me that so that we can clarify the doubts then and there itself. Okay? Yeah. So before we get started, I would request everyone to just open this particular link. I'll put this in the chat as well. So this has some demo files that we'll be working on for today. Uh, Let me know if this link is you are able to access the link and you are able to download the folders as well. So if you open this link, if I click on this link on the browser, it will take you to a page like this. Uh, can someone check if the link is opening for you or not? It's opening, right? Okay. You are able to see the multiple folders there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So there is a button on the top. You just click on download. Don't select any of the folders there. Just click on the folder which says download. So here this button is on what I'm talking about. Just click on this folder. Don't select any of these. If you select a particular folder and then click download, only that particular folder will be downloaded. So if you have accidentally done, for example, if you accidentally clicked on something like this, unclick it by clicking it somewhere on the page, and then only download so that you have all the files downloaded at once. Probably a zip folder will be downloaded, mostly in the downloads folder. So just unzip it and save it somewhere on your system. Maybe let's wait for a couple of minutes for everyone to do that. And once you are done with this, please put a yes or downloaded or something like that on the chat so that I know how much time to wait and how many people have downloaded. Before we get started, also, may I know how many of you have access to MATLAB right away? Maybe you can write MATLAB in the chat or something like that. So, Ujjwal, sir, are you downloading MATLAB or you're downloading the files right now? Okay, great. So I was just checking with everyone that whether you have access to MATLAB, files downloading is fine. It's happening for everyone. First, okay, there are a few people having access to MATLAB. May I know how many of you are joining through your laptops or your mobile phones? Maybe you can write laptop for if you are joining through laptops or PCs, or if you are joining for mobile, you can just write in mobile. For people joining in from mobile, I would urge them and request them to move to a system like a laptop or a PC, because otherwise you won't be able to do any hands-on exercise. We have some hands-on exercise, and that's the reason I have shared the files with you. And the files would be of no use if you're joining in from mobile. How many of you have downloaded the files or at least started to download it? I have put the link in the chat again for people who might have missed it. Just open this link and start downloading the files. It might take some time, and not all the files that are shared will be used in this particular session. Some are for your home exercises as well, so that you have access to the files and you can work along them later on as well. Can people just put in the chat if they have started to download it? There are a very few, like couple of them who are mentioned that they have started, but I guess there are a lot more people over here. Okay, I see about 10 people saying that they have started with it. May I know if any, like what challenges others are facing? Yeah, that is fine. Like because of the speed and everything, it might have started, but people who have not even started, I'm asking to them like what challenges are they facing? Again, a very few people mentioning that they have started. Uh, it won't be of any use to just continue with the session without people having access to the files that I'm sharing. It's not just a broadcast session, and I want everyone to work with me so that you have the uh, uh, complete understanding of what we are doing in this particular session. So it's okay even if we are waiting for some time, but I want everyone to have the access to the files and to work with me. Amruta ma'am, can you just confirm if it was mentioned to the participants that it's going to be a hands-on session?
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay.
We have also asked them if they do not have the license MATLAB to download the 30 days trial of MATLAB
Yeah.
so they can
Yeah.
parallelly perform.
Sure. Thanks. Thanks for confirming. Because I see a lot of people still like joined in from mobile phones, and access to MATLAB is also not a lot of people have mentioned trying to like putting it on the chat that they have access to MATLAB. So that's the reason I wanted to just understand what challenges they might be having. Okay. Yeah, some of you have started to download, some might have already downloaded it, and so on. So if it is a zip file, just try to unzip it and onto your systems and save it somewhere. And if you have it, if it is still downloading, let it download at the back end. We may continue with the rest of the session. I understand that Zoom and other things are working in parallel on your systems, and it might take time because of the speed and everything. So getting back to my slide deck, yeah, sorry. So before we get started, I just wanted to do a quick recap and quick understanding of the theoretical concepts behind deep learning and to understand like why we are doing these things. Uh, uh, but yeah, so how many of you know what exactly is machine learning? So before we get into deep learning topics, I just wanted to understand what do you have understanding around machine learning? Yesterday, Ankit might also have covered these topics, so it might be a quick recap of what he taught or what you understood from it. So if someone can unmute yourself or put it in the chat, that would be really grateful. What do you understand by machine learning? Anything is fine, even if there are any wrong answers or anything. Everyone here is learning, so that's completely fine. But what do you understand by machine learning?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Someone is trying to talk.
Machine learning, it's a branch of artificial intelligence which
Mm-hmm.
is focusing on enabling computers to learn from data and improve its performance uh, with the help of features which are providing as an input for a specific task.
Sure. Yeah, thanks, ma'am, for that wonderful answer. Anyone else? And then maybe I can collate all the answers and summarize it. Thanks, ma'am, for that. Anyone else who wants to give it a try? There's one answer on the chat as well that ML is training of machine to perform specific tasks. Yes, it is. It can be considered. Let the computer learn from data. Yes. That is a feature, or I would say a specification of what happens during artificial intelligence or machine learning. But what do you think that like what is the major difference when we talk about AI and machine learning? Why do we actually needed a word like machine learning when we already had a word like AI or artificial intelligence? Ravindra sir, like, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. Uh, Ravindra sir, maybe can someone check with the audio for him or just ping him because he's not able to hear? Yeah, as I was saying, like when we talk about AI, AI is the overall artificial intelligence, right? And when we talk from AI to getting into machine learning, the major difference is when we talk about AI, it is anything and everything when we want machines to mimic humans and perform some tasks. So it can be algorithm based, it can be mathematical based, it can be a simple yes or no kind of a question or anything. That is what AI is. But when we talk about machine learning, it is slightly getting into trying to have some kind of an smartness or intelligence, I would say. And also, it has, when we talk about machine learning, it is more about feature extraction. So we specify what features I want to specifically focus on. And these are the features which are the metrics which are used to distinguish between the classes. So that's what machine learning is. When we talk about deep learning is more towards like the feature extraction becomes automatic over here. So we don't have to explicitly mention about features here. So the algorithm in itself will understand what features to focus on, and we just feed in the data and it takes care of everything. So that is what we talk about deep learning. And deep learning is again a subset of machine learning. And because it is slightly much more advanced and slightly we are talking about uh, advanced, like getting more deeper into it, mostly the accuracy of deep learning is higher than machine learning algorithms. That's what deep learning is in a nutshell. So any deep learning workflow, if you want to understand, the first and foremost step is to have the data prepared, because definitely we have a lot of data that we might be using. But the first and foremost step is to prepare that data, because that data might have a lot of noise to it, a lot of unnecessary information to it. So all that information needs to be removed. Otherwise, it will just be messing up with the entire algorithm, and it will dilute the algorithms, and the accuracy might be hampered. So we use human insight in many situations to clean this data, or there might be automatic algorithms developed to clean and prepare this data. Data at times can be simulated also. For example, situations and examples like in wireless communication, say for that matter, and you want to have a modulation classification. You want to classify different signals and the modulations that are coming. So in such scenarios, you have limited amount of data, and that's why, because deep learning algorithms need a lot of data, you try to synthetically create data in such scenarios. So these are this is simulation based data. So the data preparation also accounts for that. So once we have this data ready, the next part is to model the AI. So you create some models, or you use already pre-trained models. And then once you have the model architecture ready, you try to train that particular model. Now, to train that model, you might use some kind of hardware acceleration, because training might take a lot of time when you have lots of data and the entire model is very much complex. In such scenario, we might use some other tools also. For example, if your model uh, in some other platforms, say TensorFlow or anything of that matter. So you need to bring that model to the platform of your choice, or you need to take your model from one platform to some other platform also. So that aspect also comes over here. So the interoperability thing is what you'll have to look into in the AI modeling part. Once you have the model ready, you then the next step is to test it and simulate it. So you have different you have system level simulations, or you integrate with complex systems. You validate that system, and well, it's all about understanding and seeing whether the model that you create is ready for the real data, and whether it is going to work fine or not. And once this is done, once you are happy with the outputs over here, then you go towards the deployment stage where you actually deploy it onto your final target devices. It can be an embedded device, it can be enterprise systems, or if it is a cloud device, it can be on edge or cloud or somewhere on the desktop. So in a nutshell, any deep learning algorithm or deep learning workflow involves these four steps. So it can be any application, it can be a signal processing application, it can be a biomedical image processing application, or anything for that matter. All the algorithms or all the applications will have to go through these four steps. Minor modifications might be there, but majorly these four steps will be there. Any queries with the entire workflow that I'm talking about? Because this is very important. If you understand these four steps, any algorithm or any application is very much easier to understand them. So that is the reason I'm spending some time on this particular slide. So if you have any queries, feel free to just unmute yourself or just put it in the chat. Anyone having any queries or trying to talk? Anything? Is it clear, first of all? If you don't have any queries, at least is it clear? Can someone put it in the chat or something? Okay. Yeah, thanks for confirming. Uh, So again, there are a lot of deep learning applications, specifically in research, because it's majorly academicians over here. That's why I'm talking about research. There are industry applications also, but specifically when we are talking around the theme of this particular FDP, we are talking about biomedical applications, right? So if you look on over here also, there are a lot of areas in biomedical engineering where AI and specifically deep learning is being used. So it can be reinforcement learning for specifically for robotic arm, uh, or for deep learning for tumor detection, or for augmented reality to create blood flow onto your hand. So and this is very much fascinating, right? So it's just taking some inputs and some using some sensors, and because of that it is actually able to create how the blood is flowing through the hand using some laser. So we can actually visualize on the internal flow of blood, and if there are any clots or if the flow is obstructed, it is easier for the doctor to look into it and then have the medications or any procedures that the doctor needs to follow over there. So there are a lot of applications. These are just few of them. I can share the slides with you, and you will have all the links, and these links will take you to the entire write-up of these particular researches to make you understand on how these are being implemented.